Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of On the Green.
Yay!
Yay! Episode 2. May
Yay.
sequel. We have a sequel.
Agad.
So yeah, I'm Coach Lee Tahonera, sports psych specialist, mental game coach. And of course, with me, my partner, Coach
Yes.
Mike Ke.
Hello everyone.
Okay. Yeah, and we were actually, diba, we wanted to go on with the last topic, and I'm sure there are more questions, but episode 2 actually is going to be stemming from one of the questions of one of our viewers from the last episode. And yun nga, mukhang it's something that's in the mind of a lot of golfers, no? Whether they're pros, amateurs, or whatnot, diba? So we will be discussing today, well, not really find a final answer to the debate, no, on whether to fit or not to fit, but we will talk about fitting in length. No? At least that's the only topic for this particular episode. And of course, syempre, sobrang swerte natin because I'll be asking mo all the questions, and kung sasagot man ako, it's based on experience na lang, no? But we're lucky because Coach Mike, no, aside from being a golf coach, is actually also a club fitter from one of the top golf brands here. So okay, yeah. So all the questions, no? But Mike, before we recorded, you were starting to talk about how you got into fitting, diba?
Yeah. It happened in 2005. I was 5 years into teaching. Nilapitan ako ng Mr. Joey Mendoza of Golf Depot, asking me if I could be one of the fitters for Ping. No? Ayan, nagbihis pa ako. And then I think there were 5 of us at that time, but I think I was the only one who stayed on for the longest time. No? And they rewarded me with training. Pinadala pa ako sa States. I was actually in Phoenix, Arizona, 2006.
Okay.
I got pinadala nila ako doon. I was able to see how they made the clubs, the philosophy. I got to meet the president of the company. We ate lunch together. So, dami ko natutunan doon. Kung saan pumapalo sila Bubba Watson, yung mga professionals. Yeah, I was able to see that. I was able to see the Ping Man. Nakapasok ako dun sa Ping Vault where they put yung mga replica ng mga winners.
Yeah.
Mga gold replica ng mga putters. That's yeah. So it was really, I fell in love with the company. And that was 2006. So hanggang ngayon, nasa kanila pa rin ako. And going as far back as 14 years old, naka-Ping na ako. 14 years old pala naka-Ping clubs na ako. Ever since, naka-custom fitted clubs na ako. So yeah.
So total of how many years and counting na yung fitting mo?
15 na. This is my 15th year na. Yeah. Wow. And actually, it taught me a lot. It helped, I should say, it helped my coaching a lot. Kasi mas naintindihan ko na yung dynamics between club and ball. And it actually helped me become a better coach because of what I know about the equipment, no? Equipment side.
Yeah, so sobrang sakto nga, no? When we got that offline question, di ba? Siguro to give some of the viewers a background lang, no? Question was something related to she had a junior golfer as a child, di ba? And she was asking how come daw the coach kept on, asking her to buy new sets of clubs because either nakakailang driver na, nakakaganyan, no? So siguro maybe before we even talk about age-specific stuff, siguro the general question here is to fit ba or not to fit? no? Siguro let's take it from not from a professional standpoint, because I would imagine a lot of our viewers are very, are avid golfers already. No? So they probably would understand if you're a pro that you need to get fitted. No? But as a general, let's say someone starting out, or someone who just started to fall in love with the game. Sige, take it away.
Yeah. Okay.
That person have to fit.
Here's I'll show you. I have a club with me right now. No?
Okay.
Okay. Let's say standard length, standard lie angle. Okay. Well, let's not even mention lie angle first. No?
Sige.
Because most people buy clubs off the rack.
Yeah. Manufacturer specs.
Yeah. Default yung kumbaga stock.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. Now here's the problem. Okay, kunyari. Okay, that's resting on the ground like this, right? Kunyari na lang. You're 4.5 feet tall. Kunyari, bata or babae, 5 feet tall. But this club is designed for someone who is 5'7" to like 6 feet tall. So what's gonna happen? Ang mangyayari sa pumalo, it's gonna arrive at impact with the toe of the ground.
With the toe up, yeah.
Yeah, so yung lagyan natin bola dyan, okay? So if you hit it in the middle with the club flush to the ground, the sole of the club flat on the ground, all right? Okay. Now compare that to, let's say, mahaba yung club. Kasi sabihin na natin, okay, hindi ka ganun katangkad. Tapos yung club, pang matangkad. Ano mangyayari?
Siyempre, layo mo na, no?
Hindi mo tatamaan ng solid sa gitna. Yeah. That's one. Okay? Pangalawa, okay? I have here a magnetic contraction. Dito sa club face. So, pag sinasabing face angle, yung actual club face na yan, it's perpendicular to the club face.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say yung pumalo, if it's flat on the ground, it's square ko dun sa camera. Square siya ngayon. Ngayon, if the toe is up, let's say nakagalan siya. You see how that vector, face vector went left. Conversely, pag mababa yung toe,
kung maikli naman.
kunyari, sobrang tangkad mo, tapos yung club mo maiksi na. Effectively, no? Maiksi. So that makes a club face vector actually point to the right. Even though from above it looks square. When you're looking down, mukha siyang square, pero since mali yung length, it affects the lie angle. It affects how it's going to arrive at the back. Now, para sa mga bata, okay, or mga mas talented, kaya nilang mag-adjust. Kaya nilang mag-compensate. So let's say a young kid, a small kid, is using an adult club na mahaba. So he's going to arrive with the toe of the ground. So pakaliwa yung bola. So ano gagawin niya sa swing? You'll have to swing to the right or open the face to get the ball to the target. Kasi the club's gonna go here. So magko-compensate siya. Ang problema ngayon, okay, if the teacher doesn't understand that, sabihin niya, bakit pa ganun ang swing mo? Bakit papunta sa kanan? Or bakit lumiliyad ka? Because he's trying to compensate for that
yung ball flight.
For that ball flight going left. Ko-compensate siya. And then i-correct niya yung movement. Okay? So what do you have? Ball will go left. Because of the club face. So you're stuck. You're stuck. Unless you get a club that's fitted, hindi mo kayang ayusin yung swing. So that's how important club fitting is. Kasi your swing, a lot of times we don't realize your swing is actually a reaction to your club. Yeah.
So
That's just length. We're just talking about length here.
I know. That's
There's
just
so many things that can be adjusted with the club. Yung flex, material,
yeah.
swing weight, balance point, that's the same thing. Size ng grip, yung CG location, all these things, loft, uh, all these things can affect how you swing the club. Ngayon, if you're a little more talented than others, makakapag-compensate ka. But then the problem there is when somebody, or let's say you go to a pro and that teacher tries to fix that compensation, but doesn't understand that compensation was a byproduct of the club or the equipment, then you're stuck. Hindi mo maaayos yun.
Yeah, kumbaga you'd be jumping back and forth, no?
Yes.
Kasi may araw na ganito and you're probably going out of your natural movement na siguro.
Mm-hmm.
Or natural posture.
Another aspect, no, na madalas nagmamadali ang mga Again, this is related to that question, no? Yung question ng isang follower. Bakit palit ng palit? And then ang sagot ko doon sa tanong is, I see kids using equipment that's not fitted to them more often than not, particularly sa loft and driver. So kunyari, he's looking for more distance. Naiiwanan siya ng kalaban niya. And then the coach or the parent will say, okay, kasi mataas yung loft eh. Kasi most of the junior clubs come in between 11.5, 12 degrees of loft to 14, as much as 16 pa nga minsan eh. And there's a reason for that, and that's going to help them launch the ball at the right height, generate enough spin to keep the ball in the air. But most of the time, because they're in a hurry to get more distance and hit farther, gawa sila ng adult club, very low loft, and what do? They have to help it up, and then they develop bad habits na. Then later on, mahirap nang ayusin, or again, try mong ayusin, but we don't realize that yung swing error na yun was a byproduct of having the wrong equipment.
Yeah. And we're siguro, I mean, have you experienced that? It has led to back problems or,
Oh, yeah.
Yun nga, I was thinking kasi just in your example, inisip ko, pinapahawakan mo na kaagad ng adult clubs, let's say, dahil malakas tong ko, kaya niya. May mga ganun eh.
And there's, the good news there is, pag talented ka, you can compensate. The bad news is, dahil talented ka, mag-compensate ka, and that compensation can be, can lead to an injury later on.
Later on, no? In your career, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So parang, I guess what you're saying is, it's not really a question, no? Whether you should get fitted or not.
Yeah. No. So
now, siguro ang parang follow-up ko dyan, I'm sure there's so many more factors, no? And maybe some other factors about fitting we can discuss on another episode. But at least now, no, that's just I would say like a basic philosophy pa lang yung explain mo why you need to get fitted. Siguro I'll just throw in as a last point of discussion yung how does that now relate to or impact yung enjoyment. And when I say, I mentioned enjoyment simply because, I mean, obviously, fitting is an additional cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was not so expensive. right?
That's actually a misconception. That custom fitting will cost you more. Right?
Okay. I know what you're saying. Down the road, it won't.
Oo, kasi kung, let's say, hindi ka nag-custom fit, bili ka, and then mali pala, and then bili ka na naman, and then mali pala, and then bili ka na naman. And mali pala. So, trial and error. Tapos, wala kang, you don't have any objective, what do you call this, way of saying, okay, is this better? Was this better?
Yeah,
Wala
yeah.
kang numbers.
Uh,
But if you get fitted, okay, hindi naman 100% yan tama agad. There's a process to that. May retrofitting na tinatawag. No? Sometimes you have to go back in and have some minor adjustment after the initial fitting.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the misconception there is mas mahal magpa-custom fit. That's just not true.
I guess what ang nakikita siguro kaya nagkakaroon ng concept na mahal siya. Kasi parang siguro kakagastos mo pa lang for a new set of clubs. Tapos meron ka ngayon another round of gastos. Sometimes per club ang presyo niyan di ba? Pag fit and everything. So, minsan there's that misconception. And I guess with what you're saying, it doesn't, when the person starts growing, no, then I guess there will be another round of fitting, and even when you reach seniors. Because I got a question on that. Nasabi niya, can you to discuss this in your show? How about for a senior, super senior? I mean, my initial answer to him was, we'll talk about this more because at least Coach Mike can give the more technical answer. But sabi ko, just imagining that senior, na kumukuba na and everything. So that's not the same posture already that he had like 20 years, 15 years ago. So I would imagine that he'd still need to be fitted, diba? If you want to keep on enjoying the game.
Yeah, definitely the physical, like when you're a senior, may mga nagde-develop ka na ng mga limitations, right? So the fitting aspect is even more important. Yung weight ng pumalo, again the law comes into play, and for the senior golfer na tawag dito, most of the time retired or business owner, money, the expense is not an issue anymore. So you have no excuse
not to have yourself fitted.
You have no excuse. Mas concern ko yung bata na every year lumalaki, tumatangkad. Sometimes the parents really have to shell out a lot of money. Big sacrifice, big sabihin. Sacrifice sila para sa bata. All the more na kailangan maingat ka dun sa pagpili ng pumalo. Kasi it comes with the territory talaga eh. When you're a junior golfer, magpapalit ka ng pumalo. Imposible you have the same club for more than 2 years. It's just, it just comes with the territory. But since magpapalit ka na rin lang, get the right clubs na.
Okay, so and I thought that there was not we weren't gonna have like a psychological aspect to this, but now I'm thinking after listening to your explanation, na parang anyway, the episode was really jump started by a parent who asked that question on fitting, di ba? And then from a psychological standpoint, because you want your child to enjoy the game more, then all the more then first instance that you get, or the soonest possible time, you have your child fitted. Kasi imagine, like in your example, if hindi nga na fit, and then the coach isn't really that knowledgeable about the fitting process, then we'll end up changing the way the child moves. And the child gets confused, gets all these instructions on a daily basis on the range, and then, di ba, come to think of it.
And there's yung sinasabi mo psychological aspect, you can actually go overboard with it. I mentioned that in my replies. You can go overboard with that. Napalit ka ng palit, you're conditioning the child to think that na pag masama laro ko, kasalanan ng pamalo.
Wala sa kanya.
Wala nang accountability. And so balance lang. Balance. So, siyempre, you want to provide, we spoke about this the last episode, the role of the parents to provide. Pero, you have to, I would always say prioritize the development of the kid rather than the performance. So, hindi porket masama yung laro, hindi, palitan na kagad natin yan. So, yun nga, babalansehin lang natin. And we have to think further down the road na, okay, yun nga, pag mali yung pumalo niya, o kung sure ka na tama yung pumalo niya, but he's not performing well, ano yung basihan mo? Para hindi ka nasisway ng emotion, di ba?
Yeah.
Decision making mo.
And I think like what you're saying, balance, no? Tama din na the balance can come in also na kasi one nga is what you're saying na masasana yung bata na kasalanan ng pamalo, hindi niya, no? But also, parang it's something also that a parent can use to develop the resilience in the child.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, hindi tayo babalik dun sa fitter, I mean, you kind of work hard na. I mean, hindi mo naman sana patagalin ng mga 1 year or 2 years bago siya
I have something to add to that pala. No? I forgot. Sabi ko, di ba, kadalasan, mga bata, nagmamadaling pumunta sa mas mahabang pamalo o mas adult na pamalo. There's another aspect to that. Pag mahaba yung pamalo, mas mahirap tamaan yung gitna ng club face. It's harder to hit the middle of the face with the longer club.
Yeah.
So sometimes, in an effort to hit farther, we go longer. But we actually get less distance kasi hindi na natin tinatamaan yung
hindi na flush Yeah.
Hindi na flush hindi na solid So, mas maigi pa, for me, if you're gonna make a mistake, I'd rather that the club is a bit, let's say, kung magkakamali ka man, too short na siya, sige, tsagain mo na. At least tatamaan niya sa gitna. Okay? I used to think differently. I used to think na, di ba lang mahaba, he'll grow into it. But, since, I don't know when that happened, but I've started to change my approach to that.
Hindi ako, a story of my golfing life yan. My very, stellar. Na parang, I'd rather hit it short na lang. At least I can see the ball in the middle. Rather than feels long, but I'm looking for it like under the woods. So, di ba, in the woods. So, siguro to parting shot. No? A lot of our examples, syempre, are those really going to junior golf. But how about those weekend warriors who are addicted to golf? And sabihin nila, hindi, ito pa nga yung pamalo ko nun, okay lang. Hindi mo na ako magpapalit. Parang, siguro as a parting shot. Because I mean, a lot of the people who, are in the golfing sites, not everyone naman are pros or not everyone are, siguro at most, the highest form of competition is a club tournament na, di ba? So, what would be your message to those types of golfers naman na, I mean, syempre, at the end of the day, it's their decision, they're satisfied with it, wala naman tayo magagawa. But at least from a more technical standpoint, what would you tell these people?
My advice is, whether it's swing, club fitting, fitness, is always measure. Don't guess. Always base your decision making on numbers. May technology na tayo, may TrackMan, may FlightScope, may data. We can have those things measured. And and then I know I'm representing Ping, but if let's say for you to play well, if it means that you have 5 different brands in your bag, then so be it. Hindi kailangan naka-uniform mo. Basta may proof ka that this is what's right for you. Hindi siya based on emotion. Kasi pag based on emotion yan, it only takes one bad round. Papalitan mo agad yan.
Well, either out of frustration or because you threw it into the water.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yun, base it on numbers.
Okay, so measure.
Yeah.
So I guess a key takeaway here is to all the golfers watching out there and even the parents, let's not let the equipment define you. You define your equipment. So with that, this was again Coach Mike and Coach Lee for On the Green. Time goes by so fast. So
Yeah. I
well,
wanted to say more, pero that's
I
all
know.
the
We'll
time we
save it
have.
for another. Yeah, we'll save it for another episode. So please send your questions, DM or in the comment section, or suggestions on other topics that you'd want us to discuss. We'd be happy to answer them in the next few shows. All right,
All
Coach
right.
Mike.
See
Thank
you
you. Ang
soon.
dami ko natutunan doon. I should after ECQ, I need to
All
get
right.
refitted. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.